Hi, my name is Eileen Hall, and this is my presentation on childhood anxiety and ways to manage it. This presentation is geared to parents of young children. The goal is to have them understand what anxiety is, how prevalent it is, and to give them strategies that they can use with their child to support them. So the prevalence of anxiety. Anxiety is very prevalent among young children. Between 2016 and 2019, 9.4% of children aged 3 to 17 years old had diagnosed anxiety. Another statistic in 2019 said that up to 9% of preschoolers and early grade schoolers in community settings and up to 20% of preschoolers in pediatric primary care settings met the complete diagnostic criteria for at least one anxiety disorder. And up to 1 in 5 kids will develop what is considered to be an anxiety disorder, and this is according to the CDC, the Cleveland Clinic in 2023. So we are finding that anxiety is increasing among young children. So anxiety disorders are when a child does not outgrow the typical fears and worries of childhood, and they start to interfere with school, home, or social situations. So in those situations, a child may be diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. And there are several different kinds of anxiety disorders. There's general anxiety, and this is when a child is overly worried about the future or fears that bad things will be happening. Phobias are extreme fears about a particular thing or a situation. Social anxiety is when a child has a strong fear of school or of social interactions. Separation anxiety is children experience strong fear when they're away from their parents. And this is for children who are older than, young infants or toddlers. When that separation anxiety continues, that then is considered an anxiety disorder. And a panic disorder is when a child has repeated extreme physical reactions to a situation, and they often feel things like sweating or their shakiness. So it's a real physical reaction to a situation. So some symptoms that parents can look for in their young children can be emotional, physical, or behavioral. So some of the emotional reactions that children may show is being very angry or tearful. They might worry, cry, or throw tantrums more than kids their age. They may feel a sense of dread or panic or fear, and they may feel very edgy or irritable. Some physical reactions you may see within your child are restlessness or difficulty paying attention. They may experience shortness of breath, a pounding heart. They may experience dizziness. Many children complain of stomach aches or headaches. They may have dry mouth, difficulty sleeping, or shakiness within their bodies. And some behavioral things that you may see in a child is that they may be clingy, others may be withdrawn, some might become defiant. They might have uncontrollable obsessive thoughts, which then makes it difficult for them to concentrate, or they may act out. So this quote I thought was really important as we transition to the next part of the presentation. It says, young kids can feel big emotions or think with logic and reason, but they can't do both at the same time. Connect first, then reason. So this shows, if a child is dysregulated, you're not going to get them to calm down by just saying, calm down, force them. You have to first make a connection, and then, you can implement some strategies to help them calm down. So these next slides will give some information about that. I've embedded here a video called Connecting with Your Child, and this basically just gives some 5 parenting tips for ways that you can foster a stronger connection with your child. And this is important not only because it develops your relationship, but the better the connection you have, the more responsive your child will be to any efforts you make to calm them down. And hopefully having that stronger connection can help ease some of that anxiety as well. Other things parents can do are build healthy habits to support their children's moods. Putting these next recommendations in place gives a solid foundation and helps rule out some of the things that could also contribute to anxiety. So step one is to get active. Encourage your child to be active for ideally an hour a day. Getting that physical activity is really important. Step two is eating healthy. Provide well-balanced meals and limit junk food. Step three, get plenty of sleep. This is so important. School-age children need 9 to 12 hours of sleep a night, and their mood can definitely be significantly impacted by a lack of sleep. Limiting screen time is important. It's just not good for kids. So monitor the amount of time that they spend on TV, gaming devices, iPads, or phones. And step five is a real important one, establishing family routines. Following a regular, predictable pattern or schedule at home can help your child feel more safe and secure. They kind of know what to expect, and that provides a real sense of security, which can help reduce anxiety. So if your child is experiencing anxiety, here are some steps you can implement to help them work through it. Step one is to identify triggers. Help children recognize what causes them to feel anxiety. Knowing that, then they may come to expect it, and you can help to limit the power of that trigger. Step two is validate and empathize. Try to put yourself in your child's shoes and try to understand how they are feeling. It is important that their thoughts and feelings are validated. Let them know there's no wrong feelings, and it's okay that they feel that way. Challenging negative thinking. So sometimes kids with anxiety have negative thoughts or distorted thoughts. So helping them to kind of give perspective to the situation, and if possible to kind of turn any negative thoughts into a more positive perception of the situation. Step four is practicing deep breathing. This is a really effective tool, and it can help children calm their emotions, and it clears their mind as well, so they are better able to think through a situation more calmly and clearly. Step five is breaking down tasks. A lot of children who experience anxiety feel overwhelmed and don't know how to start tackling situations. So helping them chunk larger tasks into more manageable pieces can help a child be less anxious about what they need to do. Role playing is another very effective tool. It helps children prepare for situations that may worry them because they get to practice. So before they encounter the situation, they've had a chance to kind of experience it in a safe setting. And finally, building confidence. Any ways at home that you can give children opportunities for responsibility so they can feel successful in that and see how capable they are, that all of that helps to build confidence, which can in turn help them as they struggle with anxiety. Another strategy that can be used to help kind of bring some mindfulness to your child and to help ground them is called the 3-3-3 rule. And this is a simple activity you can do with your child. It starts by first step is to look around. Have your child identify 3 things that they can see. And then they are asked to listen closely and find 3 sounds that they can hear. And finally, they're asked to move their body and move 3 parts of their body. So wiggling their toes or their fingers, or moving their arm, or bending their legs. Just doing all of that forces them to slow down and kind of concentrate on different areas so that it can be very calming for a child with anxiety. The even if method is another tool that you can use, and this is by Dr. Jacques, who can be found online, but I've also linked her video here. And this method just helps children to kind of almost prepare for the worst. Like, even if this happens, and you kind of talk through what would be the result of that. So it takes away some of the power of those anxious thoughts and those overwhelming situations. So again, that video is linked here for parents to watch. And Dr. Jacques has a whole bunch of great videos online as well that are great resources for any parents who may be trying to support a child with anxiety. As I mentioned earlier, breathing is such a great and effective tool for helping children to calm themselves and to manage their anxiety. So here are 3 great websites I have linked to help for parents to use to go to as a resource. Go Noodle Flow has a whole bunch of great videos, all different kinds that are very engaging for children, and they're just 2 to 3 minutes, so they're quick and easy videos that are high interest for children as well. Namaste in School is another resource. So down here, she has linked a variety of different sources, but again, the cute cartoons engage children. They get excited to do it, and it just teaches them different breathing techniques. The Mindfulness Teacher is another resource who again has great videos here. Again, high interest. They're cute, and they do teach kids body scanning, thought bubbles for anxiety and worry. So it kind of talks through some of the situations that anxious kids may be feeling. So I think those are really effective. I use them in my classroom every day, and kids really respond well to them. So that is my presentation on anxiety. I hope you gained a little awareness of what anxiety is and how it may be displayed in young children, and that you find these resources helpful to you as you try to help your child deal with their anxiety. There's a Google form linked on here, so I would appreciate you giving some feedback on how helpful you found this to be, and if any suggestions you may have, I would appreciate hearing that. And then I've listed my resources. I've found a number of wonderful resources and references, so please feel free to look at those as well. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it.